So we'll try for it, see what we got.
All right, this team feels like they still have unfinished business. Let's see if they can get it done, Doc.
How about parity at the top of the field there? Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Dodge. That's the front four cars here at Indianapolis with 8 laps to go.
Yeah, and this is an important restart, but don't count Denny Hamlin and Elliott Sadler out of this. If Carl Edwards can get on the inside of Jimmie Johnson, they may be able to make it 3 wide and go by both of them.
3 wide. They're trying to block and try to be able to hold position. Patrick Carpentier blocked for the 41 of Sorenson. Jimmie Johnson trying to hold the bottom of the racetrack.
Carl Edwards is all over Jimmie Johnson right here. He's not going to let him get out there 1 inch if he can help it.
Johnson comes all the way down to the inside.
Like you said, Dale, he's trying to break that draft. Looks like it gained him a car length.
He's going to need all of that. Carl Edwards, again, has a fast car. He hasn't been the fastest right as on the restart with the new tires, but it only takes about a lap and a half, and then he seems to really start coming.
Jimmie Johnson, by making that move, actually pulled away about 3 car lengths now from Carl Edwards.
Well, he's been the fastest car all weekend, and there's no reason to think that he's not going to be that here, other than the fact that he hasn't had on 2 tires and didn't know what was going to happen there. 6 laps to go.
This is going to be the toughest 6 laps Jimmie Johnson has run all weekend. He cannot miss a mark. He has to hit every mark perfect, or Carl Edwards is going to pounce.
Got to believe he has not driven the car this hard at all.
Just you and him. Clear by 4. Your exit of 1 was awesome there.
Now you see the conga line, the wiggle down in the middle and back up to be able to break the draft off the cars behind you.
All got a little bit wide there trying to get back to the gas early in turn 3, and that cost him a little bit of time. You can see Jimmy stretched it out about 2 or 3 more car lengths than what he had, and that's all that it takes is to get you that little bit of extra time that you need and a little bit of distance as far as Jimmie Johnson is concerned.
We were able to see Carl Edwards run a lot closer to Jimmie Johnson when they were in traffic. Jimmie Johnson now has that clean air on the nose, and it's really helped that 48.
5 laps to go, and Carl wiggles a little bit, getting into the throttle, coming up off the corner. Johnson, Edwards, Hamlin, and back in 3rd, Sadler, McMurray. Good run for Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon, and Jeff Burton 6th and 7th.
Now, Andy, we've talked all week about it taking a team effort to win this race. You got to have a great race car, good engine. The crew has to do their job, and everybody's done their job. They put it in their driver's hands right now.
There are 36 cars on the lead lap. Travis Quapple, the last car on the lead lap. Less than 5 to go. Jimmie Johnson trying to win his 2nd Allstate 400 at the Brickyard.
Dale, how hard is it to hit your marks when you're looking in that mirror and you see a challenger like Carl Edwards every single time you look up?
4 laps, 4 laps.
Yeah, you really want to try not to look in that mirror any more than you have to, but it's instinctive to do it every time you come off a corner to see exactly how you got through that. Did you gain anything? Did he make a little bit of a mistake? Where can you beat him? Where are you gaining? And where is he gaining on you? So as a driver, you're trying to hit those marks as fast as you possibly can, but you're also keeping an eye on that guy.
And now Carl actually pulled down with Jimmie Johnson to try to stay in the draft rather than staying up in the outside groove when Jimmy pulled across the racetrack.
Just like you said, Dale, last lap, Carl Edwards beat Jimmie Johnson by about 1.5 tenths.
But as he gets close to him, you wonder how much aero effect and the push that he's going to get. Is it going to affect him in trying to make that pass? We go back to AJ Allmendinger, who's had a great day here. Dale Jr., who still sits just outside the top 10. I know he'd like to get that one spot to get himself into the top 10.
This is 10th and 11th. It would be AJ Allmendinger's best career finish. He finished 12th at Pocono. Earnhardt Jr. trying to get in the top 10 by making the pass on Allmendinger with 3 laps to go. Up front, Jimmie Johnson leading Carl Edwards by now 3 car lengths as Carl is moving in a little bit. Hamlin back in 3rd. 16 and the 9, Kasey Kahne, Greg Biffle battling for position. Jeff Burton as they falls in back behind them. That's 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Yeah, Burton's car just hadn't been quite as good the last couple of runs. It doesn't seem that 2 tires has agreed with his car, and we see Greg Biffle making his way up there. You know, we chronicled what the problems were that he went through and how his car got really loose one time. They've really fixed that car and got him back in the top 10 now.
Mark Martin all the way down across the bottom of the racetrack to be able to make the pass. Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car got very loose in the corner. Martin took that spot away.
But it certainly hasn't been the day that Mark thought he was going to have with this race car and race team. As we see Jimmie Johnson really using up all the racetrack, just driving this race car for everything it's worth.
Last time by, they were almost equal on lap times.
And as you said, DJ, the longer they run in previous runs, the better Carl Edwards' car gets.
And the problem is that as Carl closes in here just a little bit, as he gets closer, then Jimmie has to make sure that he hits his mark, because one slip can cost him the race then.
He's only got a lap and a half to hold him off, because they're going to get the white flag this time by.
Jimmie Johnson's got 4 more corners to hit right here.
4 left turns away from the lion's share of a $9.6 million purse.
Well, he was about perfect with that corner right there.
So was Carl Edwards.
Johnson looked like he got through that corner and off of that corner really well, not to let Carl get a good run on him down the backstretch.
That was real critical, because this long straightaway right here could decide it.
4 hours ago, over 250,000 fans asked themselves, who will it be? Who will win the Allstate 400 in 2008? They all had different answers.
Another perfect corner. Jimmie Johnson did a great job there. His crew, congratulations. Just a fantastic job.
Out of turn 4 and 2-time NASCAR Sprint Cup champion Jimmie Johnson becomes a 2-time winner at the Brickyard. Edwards, Hamlin, Sadler.
Jeff Gordon worked his way back into the top 5. AJ Allmendinger with a 10th place finish. Great run for him.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. finishes 12th.
Man, that's all there is to it. Thank you, boys.
What a great team effort by this Lowe's team.
I think maybe they've hit their stride getting ready for this chase.
You guys talked about it, said that Jimmie Johnson is a second-half driver. We saw it a year ago, and we're seeing it here today. There's his teammate, Jeff Gordon, riding up alongside to congratulate Jimmie as a 2-time winner here at Indianapolis. Let's go down to Mike.
And the winning crew chief, Chad Knaus, how would you describe this day?
It was a pretty crazy day. It really was. You know, the thing I was concerned about was that as we were going there, the NASCAR would say, okay, you guys can go ahead and race the final 30 laps after we'd had so many competition cautions, you know, and they did the right thing by having us come down and do what we need to do to get the tires on the car so nobody had any problems or got hurt. But, you know, this team just has worked so hard to get our program turned around, and I really feel like we've come into our own over the course of the last 10, 12 weeks and just haven't gotten the breaks that we needed. And, you know, fortunately enough, today it all came together, you know, to win the pole here and to win the race. That's pretty nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Jimmie Johnson, Chad Knaus, and the 48 team become just the second team to win from the pole here in the Brickyard.
Kevin Harvick did it back in 2003, Mike, and now Jimmie Johnson, he wins the pole, he wins practice and happy hour, and most importantly, he wins the 15th running of the Allstate 400 at the Brickyard. When we come back, we'll visit with Jimmie in Victory Lane. Frustration and exhaustion for Carl Edwards. Frustration over not winning the race and exhaustion over what a long day they've had. Well, this guy's going to really enjoy the moment. Jimmie Johnson, a 2-time winner here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Let's go down to Dave Burns.
A very happy Jimmie Johnson now stepping out of the car. Second win here at the Brickyard, Jimmie. And with 2 tires on the last stop, knowing what you knew about tire wear, did you think that was the right call, track position?
I knew what we were setting up for. I was worried the stop before that maybe we had to go two laps to win this thing, but Chad called it perfectly. We had a great stop at the end, a great car. I mean, I just can't say enough for this race car all weekend long. Really was a pleasure to drive it, and it's because these guys have been working so hard. But big day for Lowe's, for Chevrolet. St. Paula was awesome. Hendrick Motorsports and our engine department, the whole company, we've been working really hard to get back, and you know, we're getting there. This is a good sign of it.
And you knew Carl was there, didn't you?
I did. Carl put about as much pressure on me as he could. I knew from chasing Denny the run before that, you know, even if the guy's a little faster, he's not going to get by. So I just made sure I hit my marks. I tried not to think about the fact that it was the Brickyard 400 and really just tried to stay focused on my marks, and we did it. So stoked for these guys.
All right, Jimmie Johnson, the reigning champion, is now champion of the Brickyard again.
And Elliott Sadler finishes 4th, his best of the year.